Hello, 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 everybody. Good evening slash afternoon to all of you. Thank you very much for coming on out here to the stream once again. Good to see all of you here. Thank you very much. How's everybody doing today? I hope everybody is doing absolutely fantastic today. All right. We're here for another meeting. Hey, good evening to you, Hisa. Good evening. How are you? Hope you're well. Hopefully you had a nice weekend. Hopefully it was a nice chill weekend and you have a nice Thanksgiving. So we're only meeting the one time this week. Hey, Pistache, hello, hello, hello. Yeah, mine's is pretty good. I've been pretty busy since this morning, to be honest. It's been pretty busy, and then and then between classes, I took a small nap. Hey, Skinny, I don't see 4-4, I'll say the 4-4 doc on D2L is a part. It's part of 4-3 and 4-4. Skinny. 4-3 has it. Has 4-3, 4-4. There should be on there. At least I think it is. Last I looked. Let me check my files. Never a bad thing just to be on the safe side. Where are you? It should be here. I see 4142. I thought I put them here. Oh, maybe I did not put them there. Yeah, trying to do. Hey, Vince, what's going on? You trying to do the 12-2 homework and you had a question? Okay. I'm gonna be starting here fairly shortly. Hang on a second, Skinny. So that's what I was explaining in class today. That was the question that I had earlier. I would look in section 4.4. Actually, that's what I'm going to go over here today. So you have to add up the column and then take the value in the column and divide by that total in the column, and then put that decimal as that value in there. So if it's like, let's say the total in the column is like 150, and let's say that thing is like 87, then you take 87 divided by 150, and then you put that decimal in that particular spot. Like, I can show you how to do that. Would that be in the banana matrix? I'm not sure if that's what they want. I thought they wanted the decimal for that. The banana matrix. Alright, hang on. I got 3 things going on at once. Alright. Let me get the D2L here first. Alright. I'm just gonna check this here really quick so I can see if the content is here. I thought I uploaded the content. Oh my goodness. It did not upload that content? Really? Alright, let me check again. That is really weird. Alright, let me check this. That's very bizarre, Skinny. Could have sworn I actually put 4-4 here. Did I not? Oh no, I did. Okay, 4-4 is here. I just, for some reason, Skinny, I did not put the handout in there. You are right. I don't know why, because normally I put all the handouts all in one place, and that is completely my fault. I'm very sorry, Skinny. That is completely by mistake. Terribly sorry about that, my friend. Let me find it and then upload it for you. Just make sure this is the one. This is not the one. Wow. That is definitely not it. Okay, so I have 4243. Why do I not have the 4-4 stuff? It'd be helpful if you actually had it. No, not that. Okay, I found it. All right. I found it. No, no, no. It's no. So look, I just forgot. So it's look, man, it's not your fault. If it's something I forgot, I have to do it myself. You know. I put it here. I'm gonna add it to both D2L courses. Give me just a second, and then you'll see it in just a minute. Okay. But thank you for bringing it up to my attention. Yeah, I did the same thing both times. Look at that. It's underneath 4344 Math 120 examples, but really it's the handout for both anyway. Alright, so it should be on there now. Alright. Hey, Josie, do we have a due date for the homework already? I will be answering that here later today. So to answer your question there, Josie, I will be totally answering that question. Vince, if you want to wait, I will answer your question here regarding conditional distribution. So, because we'll be covering that here in this class. So if you're willing to wait there, Vince, I'd be more than happy to answer your question. All right, so just to let you know, let me show you the thing here. Okay. Do you see it? It's right there on the bottom. Okay. Hey, Julian. Yeah, this is 102. Absolutely, Julian. This is 102. So yeah, right there at the bottom where it says 4344 Math 120 examples. Yeah, that's the handout for 4.4. So I do apologize about that. My bad on that. Really thought I put all the handouts there, but I guess I forgot a section. All right. But we'll go over this anyway. You guys can copy this stuff down. All right. Got a lot to talk about here today, so why do you do that to me, bro? Makes no sense. I log in before and then you log back out. It's dumb. Stop being dumb. That's kind of not good. Book is so weird. So random. Alright. Let's do this. Alrighty. Let's do some intros here, ladies and gentlemen, because we need to get started with stuff here. Alright. A little bit of an awkward start, but we'll make it work. We'll make it work. Because I always make it work. So it's okay. Okay. Hey, Athena, you need a math help? I'm busy right now, but I'll send you a picture of the problem later. Okay, no problem. Yeah, please do, Athena. Of course, I'll be more than happy to help you. All right, let's do some. You're welcome, of course. All right, let's do this, ladies and gentlemen. Let's go. Let's get these intros get going. All right, let's do this. Okay, let's get started today. Welcome back. Welcome back to Tuesday, Holderness Weekend. All right, this is the only time we are meeting this week. But today, ladies and gentlemen, we are going to be finishing up the last section of the textbook here, which is section 4.4. Yeah, I'll talk to you later, Athena. Definitely, I'll talk to you later. Alright, so we're going to be finishing up section 4.4 here today, the last section of the textbook. We have a lot to do here, because once we finish up this section here today, then we will be making a very large announcement here in regards to the class. So we will be making that thing happen, and if Vince is still here, maybe Vince left. Okay, well that's okay. But we'll be making an announcement here at near the end of class here, so please stick around for that as well. All right. So today, being the last section of the textbook, let's go to the big board here. Let's see exactly what we're working with. Let's talk about things. Let's do things. Because reasons. Oh no? Oh no what? I don't know what oh no means. I haven't even said anything, so okay, we'll just roll with that. Alright, so today, in the last section, now, the first 3 sections of Chapter 4 pretty much had a lot to do with each other. Okay, today, in Section 4.4, we're going to be dealing with something a little bit different. It's a little different than what we've been discussing here with R and the line of best fit and, you know, the scatter plots and all that stuff. Today, we're going to be dealing with just tables, okay? Just tables of data, okay? And be able to acquire information from those data, from those tables of data, specifically off of what we call a contingency table, okay? So let's go ahead and talk about a contingency table here. All right, so let's look at number 5 here. What is a contingency table? A contingency table is a table of data with rows and columns that indicate a category with totals of each written in each column and row. This relates these two categories together. Now, if we were to look at a contingency table, this is what a contingency table looks like. I'll need to make this a bit bigger here so we can view the whole page. So, this right here, as you can see on screen, is what a contingency table looks like. For example, here, as you see, talks about the level of education and the employment status. And of course, they say, all right, I have some amount of people employed, and I got, you know, whatever level of education from not finishing high school up to a bachelor's degree or more. And we can see here we have some totals running here as well for the table. Now again, this relates both of these things here together. So for example, let's look at 10,179 here on this table. Well, 10,179 would indicate the number of people who are employed and who did not finish high school according to this survey. Okay, seems fair. So of course, what do we want to do with this contingency table? All right, let's take a look here at this next part. All right, so take a look at the handout here. Pull over a bit. Okay, so the next thing we'll talk about here. Yo, Yusuf, my friend. Oh, good. Glad you got some rest, my friend. I did too, just a smidge. Alright. What is a marginal distribution of a variable? Alright, so this is going to be a frequency. This is basically going to be a frequency or relative frequency distribution of either the row or column of the contingency table. Let's talk about what that means. You're like, okay, we have a frequency or relative frequency of either the row or column of the contingency table. Now you're probably saying, well, what does that mean? Take a look at this picture here. I haven't moved this from the current page, by the way. So yes, we're going to look at the same chart here. Notice that all the columns here are added up together. So if we add all the columns up here together, like we take the 10,000, the 945, and the 13,000, then the total in that column here, for example, is 24,395. But if I take all the employed people in that row, then adding up all those numbers will net us 128,000. So notice, going across on that row will net us a total for each row, and we have a total here for each column. Now, if we total up all the rows together, we should get the sum of the amount of people we surveyed, or again, we total up all the columns, it should net us the same amount here that you see here on the screen. That's effectively a frequency distribution, again, just adding up the numbers here. However, for a relative frequency, remember that when we talked about a relative frequency quite a while ago, and I'm talking like way back in like chapter 3. So this was quite a while ago. All right, now when we talk about relative frequency, maybe it's like chapter 2, chapter 3. Talk about relative frequency, that takes the frequency, all right, so for example, the 10,179 here, and we want to say divide it by however many people are in that category. So for example, 10,179 divided by 24,395 would be the marginal distribution. So we have an example here that we're going to show on screen. All right, so let me go ahead and blow this up here like so. All right, so I want you to take a look here on the screen. Again, for video purposes, I'm going to leave this up here for a little bit more time. But a relative frequency, remember that it's just going to be a percentage every time down. So if you take a look here, the relative frequency says, all right, we added up this column here. There was 24,395 people who didn't finish high school out of how many people did we survey? The 208,000 total that we surveyed. Again, that's going to be 0.117 or 11.7% of the people we surveyed didn't finish high school. Okay, high school graduates, again, just take the total, divide it by the total sum that we have here. Again, that total sum, just let me go back for just a second here. That total sum is this total right here, the overall total. Okay, again, take the total for the sum college, all right? Take the total for the bachelor's, divide it by the overall total. Same thing with the rows, do the same thing, and you'll get the respective percentages. Now, of course, anytime we have to add up the respective percentages in the rows and columns, that should always equal 1 or 100%, okay? So adding up the rows, that should equal 100%. Adding up the columns, that should equal 100% for our relative frequency distribution here, or these contingency tables. All right, so before we move forward here, are there any questions? Any questions so far? So I know I'm just showing you a couple of pictures here, but again, these couple of pictures here in the book are very, very helpful into just looking at a concrete example with a bunch of numbers. We'll look at an example with numbers and do it ourselves, but I just want to be sure that you at least understand the basic idea so far. Okay, so we have that. That's great. All right. Now, let's talk about the next thing here. And the next thing here that we have is going to be number 7, which is the conditional distribution. Now, what is the conditional distribution? The conditional distribution is a relative frequency distribution based on the response variable, i.e. every column. And remember, this is only for every column here. All right? So, what is that going to look like here? Well, let's take a look here using this same exact chart that we have here, okay, with education and employment status. All right. So, if we look at this, and this, I want to look at that. Look at this. Here we go. All right, so this is the chart I want to look at here. So this is a conditional distribution. what we do is we break down every category in the response variable, i.e., in this case, the level of education. So that's why I put here specifically only for every column. So this is for every single column that we see here. Not finishing high school graduate, some college, or a bachelor's or higher. Okay, and then we see exactly how many people are in each individual part. So again, the total for this... All right, so let's at least break this down here for just a second. In the table, the total for the amount of people who didn't finish high school was 24,395. Remember, that's what we got here from our frequency chart. Let's go back here. This is what we got from our frequency chart when we added up the 10 and the 945 and the 13,271. So we say, well, how many people are employed? Well, 10,179 out of the 24,000 that didn't finish high school. Well, how much percentage is that? Okay, that's 41.7%. And you repeat this process. So every column here, again, we're going to get a relative frequency, a percentage, and each one of these should equal 1. Again, 100%. So again, you get 1 here. You get, again, this column here for high school graduates, there were 61,000 of them. How many of them were, say, unemployed? 2,012 of them. All right, what's that percentage? All right, add up the percentages, get 100%. And you keep going each one down here. Again, this is what should happen here for a conditional distribution. All right, a conditional distribution. All right. Are there any questions about that so far? Hopefully that's going to make things a bit easier. Again, you can refer to this table here. That will be helpful here for a conditional distribution. All right. So for every column that you see here. All righty. Now, let's take a look at a question here. Let's go through it together here, because all I've shown you here is just some tables, but I haven't actually written anything down. So I figure probably a good idea if we actually look at the actual example. All right. Okay. Go ahead and click on this. Alrighty. So let's take a good look here at this particular chart. All right. And they ask, all right, here's the data table here that you can see. All right. I keep losing the network. I'm not sure what to tell you there. I've been just fine on my end, so I'm not been disconnecting on my end, so you might have an issue with your internet connection. So I'm not sure what's going on over there. So, all right. So this is our data table here. It says, in an effort to gauge how the country's population feels about, say, immigration, researchers surveyed adult citizens. One question was asked, on the whole, do you think that immigration is a good thing or a bad thing for this country today? They have a survey by ethnicity, and they have this accompanying table, and we have to complete some parts here. Okay, and here's the table here between non-Hispanic whites, blacks, and Hispanics. All right, so they have good and bad, and some no opinions. All right, fair enough. Okay. So let's take a good look here at each one. It says, well, how many adult citizens were surveyed? Okay. So here, if we want to go ahead and do that, we want to go ahead and add each one of these down. So let's go to our paint tool here. I'm going to put this on the left side here. Let's see if I can actually shrink this down a bit. Okay, there we go. A bit better. All right. So let's take our columns here. Let's go ahead and write this down. All right, so I'm gonna have 185, 107, 9 and 9. I got 154, 105, 14 and 11. And I got 144, 33, 12, and 6. So what I want to do here is I'm going to add up each one of the rows and each one of the columns, okay? That's what we're going to go ahead and do first. So let's add up 185, 107, 9, and 9. Now, if we do that, well, what do we get here? 185, 107, 9, and 9. If we add that up together, let's add that together. So here, I get 312 people. If I add that up in the column. Let's add up this column now. 154. 105, 14, and 11. So for this column here, we get 284. We have that. And we have 144 plus 33 plus 12 plus 6. So we add that up together, we get 195 for that column. We also want to add up the rows here. I'm going to take 185 and 154 and 144. Here we get 483. We get 107, 105, and 33. So we get 245. We get 9, 4, and 12. The first column is, the sum of the first column is 310, Shioma? Okay, let me check. 35, 107, 9, and 9. Oh, you're right. It is 310. Oh, thank you. Yeah, please correct me if I'm wrong. Thank you, Chioma. Put that down. Thank you, Chioma. Wait, add this up. 9, 14, and 12. That's 35. You get 9, 11, and 6. That's going to be 26. Okay. So now we've added up all the rows. We added up all the columns, okay? Now you can add up the rows or the columns here. Let's just add across, or you can add straight down. It doesn't matter. You can use your calculator for this. Let's see here, 284 and 195. We get 789. Okay, so in total, we have, again, our total here is going to be 789 people is what we surveyed for this particular thing. All right. Let's put down 789 here for the first part. Okay. Seems fair. All right. So how many Hispanics were surveyed? Let's go to our guy here once again. I kind of lost the table. Let's go back to the table. We had what do we have here? So white, black, Hispanic. Okay. Yo, Alex! Alex with the Prime sub, buddy! Hey! How you been? Hey, thanks for subbing for 9 months, man. I'm doing very well, Alex. Thank you. How are you? Hey, thank you for the sub, my dude. That's very super kind of you, man. I don't deserve it, but buddy, thank you so much. That's really, really kind. Hey, I hope you're having fun out there, Alex. Hope you had fun today if you watched the hashtag stream. So how many Hispanics were surveyed here? 195. What we got here. All right. Oh yeah, I got my shots and everything, Alex. You can travel. If you're talking about traveling restrictions, then yeah, those were lifted a while ago. I mean, around the world is still having COVID issues, but you know, at least we're not going to have any more lockdowns or stuff like that. I think Austria is the only country in lockdown at the moment, so. But yeah, I got my boosters and all that stuff, so I'm good to go. All right. Let's take a good look here at this part right here. How about you, Alex? Everything okay out there? I hope it is. I hope it is. All right, guys, let's take a good look here. Out here, it says, okay, find the relative frequency marginal distribution. Now, in order for us to do this part here, if we're going to fill in each box, notice that they all have to equal 1 here at the end of the day, or 100%. So what we're going to do here is we're going to do each one, and this is purely on the calculator part here. So notice that the total here is 483. Remember, that's 483 out of 789. So we have 483 out of 789. So this is what we want to do here on the calculator. Same out here. We want to do on the calculator here 245 out of 789. We're going to do 35 out of 789. Again, I'll be writing down these decimals here in just a second. 26 out of 789. Austria and some parts of Germany are pretty bad. I'm going good though. Good. Is that enough? Hey, thank you so much, Alex. Thank you so much. Hey, it's good to see you, man. Thank you so much for the Prime sub. That's really super kind of you, man. I don't deserve your praise, but man, your kindness is always appreciated, 100%. Of course, let's not forget the hashtag, naturally. Always. Can't forget the hashtag. You're absolutely correct. Take care of yourself, my friend. Alright. Alright, so for the columns here, we're going to do the same thing. We're going to take the totals here. We'll take it out of the overall total of 789. We'll take the 284. We'll take that out of the 789. We'll take the 195, and we'll take it out of the 789. Alright. So let's find the decimal equivalents here. Again, just use your calculator for this. As it says here, we're going to round to 3 decimal places. So let's do this. Okay, so point... Here I get point 612. Get 0.612 for that. Here I get 0.311. Wait, 0.44. Yeah, unfortunately, we have to do this by hand, so it kind of stinks, but it's pretty much the only way you could do it, so. 0.033, okay. And let's do the ones down here. 0.393. Here I get 0.360. And 0.247. Alright, if I messed up anywhere, please let me know. Alright, but hopefully you got these same numbers when you tried it out on your calculator. Let's see if we got the right answers there. 26 over 789. Did I, 0.033? Did we get that right? Oh, okay, okay. I was like, okay, wait a second. Got me worried there for a second, Chioma. Not your fault though. No, I'm glad you're correcting me if you need to. Like, I got no problem with that. It's just I'm like, uh-oh. Alright, let's check these answers here to see if they're correct. And they are. Okay, good. Okay, before I move forward here with the next part, are there any questions that you have here so far about frequency and relative frequency? I want to ask you guys that before I move on to the next part. Is everybody good here so far? Any questions? Alright, Big Chimpin says no. No questions? Alright. I hope everybody's okay. So... Issa, Anna, Pistache, Skinny, Julian, Josie, Gally, everybody okay? I want to be sure you guys are on the same page. Good? Okay. If you have a question, Gally, go ahead and ask away. Ask anything you want. So... Alright. Okay. Alright. Alright, you good? Alright. Okay. Let's go ahead and take a look at part C here. Alright, on the left-hand side. Skinny's good? Alright, good. What proportion of adult citizens feel that immigration is a good thing for this country? Okay, so what proportion of adult citizens feel that immigration is a good thing? Well, just have to look at the chart here. The proportion here, as we can see, good thing is you can base it off of the relative frequency. Basically, is 61.2%. So we can put 0.612. Since that's the number, that's the relative frequency here. Okay. Check that. And that's right. Okay. Okay. Now, let's talk about the question here that I got from before, from my student previous, and then also here. What is the conditional distribution here? So how does that work? Okay, so how does the conditional distribution here work for these problems? Okay, so notice it gives you, again, non-white and black and Hispanic here. Again, they have little boxes, and it should total to 1. So here we have the original table. All right, and all we're going to do here for this is we're just going to go ahead. We have the totals here for each one. So notice underneath the white one, we have 310 whites. All right, we have 284 blacks, and we have 195 Hispanics. Okay, so we want to take every category here. All right, so we're going to take the 185. All right. And again, because the total in the category for white people were, again, 310, we're going to take 185 divided by 310. All right? And next is 107. So we're going to do 107 over 310. We're going to take everything in that category and divide it by the total sum that we have here. So again, these are the totals that we have here. So just put a little line there so it's a little easier to read. Again, this is for every column only, not rows, just the columns, okay? So notice every column is equal to 1. We're going to figure out, of course, guys, naturally, we're going to figure out the decimals here, but we're just writing out what we need to plug into the calculator before we go ahead and do so, okay? So that's effectively what I'm doing here. So I'm going to be referencing back and forth to our chart here. Let's see. Our total was 284 for the second column. So the first one here was 154 out of the 284 was for good. All right, for blacks. Okay, here next we have 105, right? 105 out of 284. And then we have 14 out of 284. And then we got 11 out of 284. And then we have, next we have 195 total here. So we're going to have 144 out of 195. And then we have 33 out of 195 for the next one. We have 12 out of 195. And 6 out of 195 here, since that's the total. Alright. Let's go ahead and figure out the decimal equivalent here. How many decimal places they want? They want 3. Okay. We're going to put in 3 decimal places for each, since that's what they want. So let's go ahead and do it together here. Figure it out. Alright, so 185 over 310 here, 0.597. Okay, so 0.597. Alright, 107 out of 310. 0.345. Okay, 9 out of 310. That'll be applicable to both, so 0.029. Both. Because they're both 9. Alright, next is going to be 154 over 284. 0.542. 105 over 284. 0.370. Alright, 14 over 284. 0.049. 11 over 284. 0.039. Alright, next 144 over 195. 0.738. Alright, 33 over 195. 0.169. 12 over 195. 0.062. And 6 divided by 195 will be 0.031. Okay. Alright, so these are all the values that we should get here for this table. So let's go ahead and plug these in, and hopefully you got the same answers that I did. So, just gonna go then. Okay. Alright, so these are all the answers that we should have here. Again, if you add them together, you will get 1 here for each individual column. Let's check it and see if we got it. And we did. Great. Alright, before we move forward here, any questions about the conditional distribution and how we can construct that here using our table? So, any questions about the conditional distribution? Yeah, I know there's a lot of, like, busy work. Like, admittingly, guys, there's a lot of busy work, alright? It just takes time to put it together. So a lot of my explanation is just kind of going through the numbers. Admittingly, I understand that, so there's not much to it outside of that, honestly speaking. No? Okay. Alright. Yeah, the bad part is we really can't do it by hand, so, or we can't do it automatically necessarily, so. Not on the calculator necessarily. Alright. Let's go ahead and hit continue here. See what other questions. Okay, so they may ask you, draw a bar graph of the conditional distribution found in part D. Let the leftmost bars represent a good thing. Middle be left green bar. Be the represent the bad thing. And middle right bars good and bad and no opinion. Okay, fine. Okay, we just have to pick which one best represents what we see here. So, let's see. Which one would be the winner? Well, it's not letter A. It's not letter... It could be letter B, actually. It could be letter B or C. It's definitely not A. Hmm. Oh, well, it has to be letter C. Alright. Letter C because this second bar doesn't make any sense. This bar should not be higher than that. This is lower. Alright, so... Okay, good. Let's see what's next. Alright, so... Okay, so is ethnicity associated with opinion, is associated with opinion regarding immigration? If so, how? Okay, choose the correct answer below. So let's see what we have here. No, ethnicity is not associated. Yes, ethnicity is associated. Hispanics are more likely to feel that immigration is a bad thing for the country, and much likely less to feel that it's a good thing. I do not believe that to be true based on that result. Yes, ethnicity is associated. Hispanics are more likely to feel immigration is a good thing, and less likely to feel it's a bad thing. Yeah, that's pretty well supported. Let's see if we have that right. Yep. Okay, good. Okay, and that's it. So that was just kind of reading the data and seeing what it says. So just read the answers and pretty much answer the one that's the most logical choice of the three. Okay. All right, good. Any questions about that? Any questions about this example overall? I don't feel that that example is too tough, but those are the kinds of questions that you'll be running into effectively. Okay, good. It's not very hard at all, guys. It's not very hard at all. Okay, now we do have one more question to go over here on the handout specifically. All right. All right. Last question here on the handout says, "What is Simpson's paradox?" All right. No questions. All right. What is Simpson's paradox? All right. So Simpson's paradox here. Basically, we effectively talked about ethnicity and say a view on immigration, like in that last example. Now, let's say we wanted to say, oh, is there a relationship between both of those things? You know, is there a relationship between the type of ethnicity a person is and their opinion about immigration? So, Simpson's paradox says, let's say there was a relationship there. It says, when a situation in which two variables have an association with each other dissolves or goes away with the introduction of a third or new variable. So, let's say we have a relationship here between, say, the opinion of, what do we have? The opinion of Hispanics and immigration, saying, hey, immigration's a good thing. What if we introduced a third variable? Okay, where that relationship no longer holds true. Maybe somehow, some way, the favorability of immigration somehow goes away within the Hispanic community for whatever reason. Maybe a conflict happens. Okay, maybe war happens, and then of course, you know, maybe opinions change. That can easily happen. Okay, so that's the introduction of, say, a third variable that could dissolve that relationship entirely. And that can happen in a lot of studies where it's like, okay, you're linking two things together, no matter what it is, and some random third party can come in and basically break up that relationship. And that, you know, you have to figure out oftentimes, as a researcher, you have to often figure out exactly why is that happening. You know, something. My example is pretty simplistic, but sometimes you have to figure out why is that happening between one or both of the variables, and why is that relationship kind of pulling it apart, and should you include that third variable, and does it have an importance at the end of the day? So that is basically Simpson's paradox, where again, maybe a certain situation arises where the thing dissolves, but is it important enough to include? Is it not important enough to include? It could be a situation that occurs once in a blue moon that dissolves the relationship. You don't know. It could happen. All right, so that's Simpson's paradox there. But for the most part, everything else here is revolving around these tables that we've effectively done here together. All right, And that, my friends, is pretty much the end of section 4.4. Are there any questions about anything from this section at all? All right, no? Pretty straightforward, I would agree. Okay. No? Alright, ladies and gentlemen. Alright, ladies and gentlemen. That, in effect, is the end of the textbook. You have all made it to the end of the textbook here. Alright, congratulations. There is no more new material after today. Yay! You guys made it. Great job. Alright. Thank God. Yeah, there's no more sections after today that is going to be anything new whatsoever. Now, you guys have stuck it out for the long haul here for the most part. And so, I have a very, very large announcement for you today. Let's talk about what's going to be happening here. I think you'll be hopefully happy. Maybe, I don't know. Heck if I know. Heck if I know anything. Alright, let me switch back here for a moment. My just chatting page. Alright, so I was thinking about some stuff last week, and I was like, you guys have been through a big slug here for the whole course of the semester. You know, it's been kind of a rough, it's been a little bit of a rough go. I know things are a little bit, I don't know, how would I put it? Maybe a little bit busier online sometimes. Sometimes online classes can be a bit busier than others. So I'm thinking, what can I do, what should I do to hopefully liven up things? Or again, we got to talk about, again, there's less than, let's be realistic here for just a moment. There's less than 1 month away from the end of the course, which is the 16th of December. Okay, so there's less than a month away already, surprisingly enough, which is the 16th of December. So, oh yeah, I gotta do that. Hang on, give me a what? Here, do this. Let me do this. And do this. Right. Right, and things, yeah, right, yeah. Yeah, I don't care for this, that's fine. Good job, me. Yeah, what do I want to do? Oh, yeah! Yeah. Let's do what I want to do that. Let's see. That do everything? Yeah. Alright, I'm leaving you on here. I'm doing this on purpose. Alright, there we go. Alright. So, what I have effectively done just now, just while I was mulling over things, is I was thinking, maybe I could be a little benevolent. Maybe I can be a little bit nice. Being a math professor can be very evil. I'm an evil guy by nature. I'm not a nice person. But, you know what? Maybe once in a while being nice is okay. Or not. I don't know. Now I'm just talking out of my butt. Alright. Anyway, let's go to the main screen. Let's talk about what my real announcement is. Alright, ladies and gentlemen. What I'm going to present to you is today was what I'm going to call the Great Reset. Alright? ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Great Reset. Alright, effectively today, all homework assignments, all tests, everything has been effectively reset in terms of the due date to the very last day of the semester. If you missed out on some assignments, if you didn't do so hot on some tests, now guess what? This is your opportunity to go ahead and improve those scores to get that grade that you're looking for. So, you got the next few weeks to go ahead and make up what you may have missed, and this is a prime opportunity to go ahead and do so. Alright? So we're going to reset everything and hopefully maybe make up for some past mistakes. One can hope anyway. Alright, so you have until now, until the 16th here, which is the very last day of the semester, to finish everything. So I should hear no complaints about you not having enough time to finish everything and not having an opportunity to do anything. So, everything is there, everything is open, including the exams. Everything is open again for you to try again and improve upon those scores. Alright, so we are going to reset from 0. I've decided to do this last week, and I'm like, until we finish the material, I didn't want to say anything until we were done with the material, but now we're done with the material. Now you can focus on getting everything done and out of the way. There you go. There we go. So those of you who kept up with the work and have done pretty well. Again, make sure not to leave it until the last moment. You guys don't want to do that because you guys have already seen what happens when you leave it to the last moment. You didn't do so hot on the exams. Make sure you're trying the practice exam as well, guys. Remember, the practice exam will certainly help you to get a better score on the real exams. Alright, so practice exams are there. And remember, the final is based on the practice exams. Oh, good. Looks like a lot of people like what I had to say. All right, well, that's good. I wasn't sure, to be honest, but I guess. All right, very good. Very good. Now, a question I often get is, what are we going to do with the rest of the time that we have here for the course? Now, obviously we're not meeting on Thursday because Thanksgiving, but what happens starting next week here? Everything is due on the 16th. That's right, Julian. Everything is due on the 16th. And I do mean everything. So, 16th at 11:59 p.m. Everything is due. 100%. All right? So, let's talk about this here for just a moment. All right, what are we going to be doing here for the rest of the course of the semester, ladies and gentlemen? All right, so what we are going to be doing here, let me go back to this main things here. Yes. So, will we still be having lessons? The answer is yes, Josie. Any questions that you have over homework assignments, any questions you have over practice exams, any questions over any of the topics, any examples you would like me to show you, we can do those together here for the remaining time. That is time that is reserved to you. And that way it says, you know what, I don't understand this topic. Can we go over an example, Professor Chibs? Can we do this? Can we do that? I'll be more than happy to do that for you. All right. Again, you can ask me specific homework questions. That's perfectly fine. We can go over that in class. That will take first and foremost priority. Otherwise, we could play video games together. We could, shoot the breeze. We could do, pretty much whatever after that. But first and foremost priority, of course, is going to be any questions that you may have and for me to answer those for you. So if you had missed some things there, then you know what? And you're not sure, you didn't understand, there's that. I was low-key thinking you were gonna scrape the final exam. Yeah, I was gonna scrap the whole final. No, I'm not scrapping the final. No. But I am giving you an opportunity to improve your grade if you feel that you haven't done so good so far. So, sorry to get your hopes up that I was going to scrap a test, but you're still going to have to do the final. Okay. The final is a cumulative final between all three of the tests combined. I basically picked a smattering of questions from all three tests. All problems on the final you can preview in the practice exams. Obviously, I'm not going to tell you which ones, but that's why there's no practice final. But there you go. It's just that easy. You do the practice test, you'll know what questions that'll appear on the final for sure. That's why the practice test is so important. Practice tests not only reflect the actual test, but they are the similar questions that you'll find on the final anyway. So, yeah. You guys got any other questions for me? Ask away if you have any other questions. No? Alright. Well, I hope this was a... Did we ever go over section 10.4? No. It's time to celebrate with a shot. Oh, wait. 10.4 is just a review section of 10.1 to 10.3. That's all 10.4 is, specifically. So, yeah, 10.4 is just a review section. So, for this class, it's a review section. For the other class, it's not a review section. But yeah, 10.4 is just a review section. So, all right. Okay, everybody. Thank you so much, everyone. I want to thank you all for coming on out here to the stream once again. I hope everybody has an absolutely fantastic Thanksgiving holiday, okay? Everyone, take care of yourselves. Eat lots of turkey. If you eat turkey, eat lots of mashed potatoes and gravy. If you eat mashed potatoes and gravy, have a wonderful and happy Thanksgiving. Spend time with your families. Take care of yourselves. Enjoy yourselves. Get some of that nice homework done if you can. All right, you guys got 3 weeks to finish all this stuff, so let's get it done. 3+ weeks, I should mention. So let's get that stuff done. You guys got a chance for redemption. It's time for the redemption arc. All right. Thank you very much, everybody. Take care of yourselves, and as always, stay safe, stay healthy, but most importantly, stay sane. All right. Thank you very much, guys. You guys are absolutely lovely. You guys are wonderful. And we will see you all here next week, next Tuesday, okay? Next Tuesday, all right? Enjoy yourselves, everyone. We'll see y'all later. Take care, everybody. All right. Bye. Bye, everybody.